Hey guys, welcome back. Bolt Spider here, and I'm with a different type of video. And today I'm going to be talking about the every single rank in Overwatch and explain how they are overall. As we all know that there's bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, masters, and grandmasters, top 500. And I'm going to be going more in depth on how they all function and how they all work, because I've played in every single rank imaginable, and let's get right into it. Now, first off, if you remember the Inside the Mind series, it is still going to continue, by the way, but for this, it sets prime examples from silver all the way up to platinum for the games, as from bronze to platinum for right now. But let's start off with platinum, as platinum is actually one of the best ranks you could play because it's a lot of fun overall. Because you have people just experimenting on what they want to play and just have fun. They don't care if they win or lose. All they care about is just having fun. It's just like quick play, but a little more better because people actually talk, as there's a stereotype in lower ranks that people don't talk, but people actually do talk in these ranks. Now, the meta is very different from bronze to GM, because in bronze you have things like Bastion and Mei, Sim, Torb, while up in GM you have things like Genji, Tracer, Goat, Floats, Comps. And to be honest, bronze, when I did the Inside the Mind, I'm like, this is going to be a lot of fun. And going through bronze, I just had a blast, as you see from the videos, because it's like, even though me and Rune, we are GM top 500 players, we're just having fun in these ranks overall. Even the people that we're playing with, even though no one got mad, everyone just had a lot of fun. And that's what counts in bronze, is just having fun. Play what you want to play, and you'll sooner or later just get out of it without knowing it, and then you're just going to be like, hey, I'm in the next rank. Let's see what I can do here. Next, we have something of the next value, the next rank in the game, and it's silver. Now, overall, me and Rune, we had somewhat fun in this rank, but it was a little stressful, as we had to try a little bit harder just to carry the teams until we hit gold. But it was stressful and fun at the same time, even though there was actually team comps and talking in it, but it's just slow. Up in down in bronze, people are actually quite fast on things, and as you saw by the footage, it's like bronze players are pretty good in their own rank. I compare bronze a lot now to GM, because the only thing that they're missing is map knowledge and super quick reflexes. And with silver, they just lose all of that. Like, oh, we're good, we're better than this rank, we could do a lot of things. But that's not the case, as if you see right there, the Brig is like, oh, I'm going to shield this, I'm going to be fine. But they don't understand the base mechanics of the game all that much, while bronze players, they do. Which is actually pretty good, because bronze players, if they just stick it out and keep playing without quitting, they can go far. And with this, it's actually quite cool seeing gold and silver players kind of on the same level almost. And bronze is almost on the same level of GM, because I've seen a 6-stack of bronzes defeat a 6-stack of GMs, because they are on the exact same scale almost. But with silver, they just need like a lot of thinking, as right here they could have just went Sombra. Like, they try and counter, but they don't really think of the great options to counter. But overall, silver was stressful and a little bit fun. Now next we have the gold players. And with the gold players, they will outsmart you and actually work quite well if you don't have a functioning team. Now, with gold, they don't really have that much map knowledge, but they do understand how the game works a lot. Like, this team's running a Roadhog and a Rhine with a D.Va, actually against our D.Va, and this pretty much almost shut down our D.Va immediately, as Hog does counter D.Va, and you just saw the Rhine shattered me while I was coalescing. That was a great reaction. Gold players are smarter than they look until you just, I would say, clobber them. Because gold players are ones not to shy away from a lot of things. Try a lot of different comps, and they can act all these ranks. They can aim, but gold players, they have something special about them, because even though at heart I love the gold rank, they have something completely special because they understand how all the projectiles work. Like this Junkrat, he's spamming into a hallway, which is nice. And then you have Mercy's reses and all that stuff, resing the good targets, and they have great target priority overall. Like, this Hog is targeting both of the healers. This Junkrat's behind, causing disruptions. This is what a lot of people in higher ranks do a lot. Go in the backline, cause disruptions, target healers. Main priority for a lot of heroes, like Widow, is to target backline, and you have things like Hog that also counters backline, which is amazing to see this in the I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th tier of this game, or 6th if you count top 500. Actually 8 if you count top 500. But in their tier, they're pretty good for what they are. Like this Ryan, he just went for the back shatter, and it managed to do something. Like, I've done back shatters before to extents, and it does do a lot to disrupt the team. I really love when players think it's like, hey, I want to go behind them and disrupt their plays. That's one of the big keys in this game, is to disrupt plays of the enemy, and gold players, they hit that right on the dot. Like this Hog, I'm going to disrupt the background line. Pretty cool. And to be honest, gold players do have potential of climbing if they stick with what they like. Because in bronze to platinum, you just one trick what you want to one trick, and no matter who wins or loses, just keep going. And then once you get to platinum, you can flex all you want. Actually, no. Once you get to diamond, you can flex all you want, which is pretty interesting on how this game actually works as a whole. And the next we have platinum. Now this was back in my heyday of Far Main 101, and platinum is the rank where you just say, have fun. Whatever happens, happens, as it is one of the most unbalanced ranks ever, because you have people who should not belong there, alt accounts, smurf accounts, everything under the sun. And along with that, I've been in plat for a long time. If you guys remember a lot of my old accounts placing them plat, and they're just stuck there because I did not care at all. And that's how it is with the accounts, with a couple accounts. Because it's like, why do I even bother? Now with platinum, it's pretty much you must be good enough to get the diamond. That is how it works. And this is footage from way back when, as this is when my main account was still in platinum, still fresh little bean, and a good Pharah player back then, because I used to be a tyrant from silver to masters with Pharah, and sometimes I miss it, but now it's like Pharah is kind of unplayable in those ranks via you have so much hit scan, so many heroes that counter. It does make me sad a little, but I'm glad I got out when I did, because if I didn't, I would have been stuck there still till today. And I would be like, oh, it's whatever. And I wouldn't have all of these cool memories recorded if I did get out of platinum. Now for platinum, your best bet is to one-trick a hero like all the other ranks from bronze to now, as if you don't, you have to be super lucky with who you get, because in platinum it has a lot of throwers and a lot of trolls and a lot of one-trick sim torb. And to be honest, it's like platinum is that one rank no one wants to be stuck in. I'm glad that my main's out of it and in the 4.3, 4.4 area, as I've been having a lot of fun there, and that's probably one of the last places we'll stop off in this video, as that is one of the highest ranks you could be at, unless you're like Evermore back in Season 3, getting 5,000. But let's head on to Diamond, where this video started. Diamond is that special rank where you break over the barrier from Platinum, where your wins and how you play matter. And along with that, I would have to say, in Diamond, it is very difficult to climb, as Platinum and Diamond are the pretty much exact same type of game. And with that being said, it's like whatever I said in the last one, where you have things like people who throw, people who are smurfs, people who are boosted, people who also one trick heroes that should not be one tricked in this rank, because in Diamond Plus you need to flex to other heroes. Like if you need a tank, you flex tank. If you need a healer, you need to flex to the healer. It's like that's how it works. And if you don't flex, you better pick a good hero to one trick. Like right now, before Doom nerfs come out, one trick Doom, as he is literally broken. One trick Brig, because she is literally broken right now. And that's coming from a GM telling you to one trick these heroes in Diamond, because they are broken in those ranks. And then we have other things like play as a team, as Diamond players are like, oh, I could do whatever I want. I can 1v6. No, you can't. You can't 1v6 in Diamond, because you are not like Seagull. You're definitely not like Sure for a lot of these pro players, because that's their own ladder. that's their own skill tier. If you see the 1v6 in the Overwatch League, that's not going to happen in the live client because, one, it's on a 40 tick server, and two, it's all on the same ping, not different pings. As ping actually does matter in this game. Like I've made a video on favor the shooter. Or I think I have, because favor the shooter is a deadly force that can win you the game or lose you the game. Sorry about that. I'm a little tired because after this I'm heading off to bed. And to be honest, Diamond's one of those ranks where you just have to think, listen, and cooperate, as there's a lot of problems with that already in that rank. But I had to say, this one is one of the most stressful ranks outside of Silver, as anything can happen and people are going to be like just flaming you left and right about it. And then we have Masters. Now, even though the icon does show, this is when my Masters was in count, was the this account was in Masters, and I made the stupid decision of stick stacking with my friends when SR did matter a lot, where it gave you super unbalanced games. But Masters is the rank where it is Smurf galore, where left, right, center, you have Smurfs everywhere, and boosters left, right, and center. Now, all the good players are Master Plus, and pretty much we have that. You have Masters in GMs who Smurf in Masters. We have top 500 who Smurf in Masters and trying to get their accounts all the way up to where it needs to be. Now, along with that, the problem with Masters is that it's super easy to get out of, no matter what. Like, Masters was super easy for me to get out of. And then you have things like people also, Masters is notorious for one tricks, mostly Torb. As I've ran into so many one trick Torbs in Masters and it's not funny. And then you have the one trick Maze as well. That's where my hatred of May comes into play. You would blame, believe it or not, Masters for it. And back then, I don't really like playing DPS in Masters. Do I have an account for it? Yeah. Do I really care? No. As you could tell, my face is like, I'm not having fun. I'm gonna swap. Because this is right after where I actually took a break from the game, and I was kind of rusty, kind of not. As it's like, Masters is a rank. Masters is a rank that you want to get out immediately. And to be honest, I recommend from Platinum to Diamond to Masters, you want to at least have a 6-stack or duo queue, as that does help a lot with how you play. And then you have things like positioning. I didn't talk about positioning from gold to diamond because it's all the same. And then in Masters, you could just get better at it over time. Masters teaches you positioning and knowledge of the maps more and what you can do and what you can't do. They punish you super hard, and which is quite interesting. Because punishing in this game can be sometimes taken super harsh in the competitive mode. And this leaves us with 2 ranks, technically 1. And let's get right into it. And finally, we have the 2 ranks being GM and Top 500. Now, what separates GM and Top 500 is a barrier of skill and how one plays the game. There's 2 types of how to play the game. There's aggressive and actually no, there's 3. Aggressive, passive, and just mixed, I would say. As I am a more aggressive tank player and I'm a more passive healer. And when you look at it, like this gameplay with Ryan, I am super aggressive and people appreciate it because with being super aggressive, it helps you in the long run. And in GM, you have the barrier from 4,000 all the way up to like 4,300. After you get to 4,300, it's pretty much becomes a free-for-all. And along with that, you have things like more knowledge, how to counter what. All the ranks does deal with you countering stuff, and GM just makes it more apparent, and you punish the players who are out of position the best. Like, I just got punished for not having my shield up against that Ryan. And then I punished the Ryan because he was in the grab. It's just a trade back and forth. We're punishing and staggering them by pushing up forward to them. And Ryan always barriers a sleeping target on your team. And that's the most important thing because shield is the best thing you can have. In any comp, the shield is the best. And then once you break into like the 4.3s, that's where things become a lot tougher because you have all these pro players, all these high skilled players, and you have things like this. I punished the McCree, cool, and I stopped him from high nooning, and that was a huge punish because that made it where the team can focus on everyone while I am dealing with one thing as the enemy team just jumps on me, and that was all according to plan. And then that was all according to plan in my head. I think things a lot in my head more than I speak it, because if I speak it, people will get confused. That's why I rather keep it in my head and a lot of other things. Then we have Top 500. Now, Top 500 is GM, but it's more advanced, where people are like the best of the best. If you are Top 500, like more than twice, you are worth picking up by a contenders or a pro team. Even if you get 5, 6, 7 seasons in Top 500, you are marked as an amazing player. Now, right there, the Widow punished my team because they weren't behind shield, and we messed up. And then we just get crushed because we have no damage, no heals. And luckily, you could do a lot. It's like you need a Widow to counter a Widow. If your Widow dies, you lose the fight. It becomes a 5v6. Then if you are a Widow, kills the other Widow, it becomes a 6v5. You always count on numbers. Like, this was one of the roughest points in the match for me, because this was the Top 500 game. And I was not going to sleep until I got top 500 this day. And if you play and play and play, you will get somewhere. And I did fast forward through the footage because it takes a while, because they get it to a certain percent, then we flip it over. So we take care of it. But what defines every rank? What I listed down on this sticky note is bronze being one of the best ranks that you can be in, because it's super fun and it's just an experimental rank. Then you have silver. It is super stressful, alongside with stuff like, oh hey, we can do stuff if we get a pick. Then we have things like gold, where people do know how to do stuff, but it's a weaker version of platinum. Then you have platinum and diamond, which is pretty much the exact same thing, where there's a lot of smurfs, boosters, and throwers. And then you have things like diamond being more in depth, where you have to have a duo partner, and platinum, you need to 6-stack out of it. Then you have masters being the smurf galore rank, where there's smurfs everywhere. Then the masters, actually the GM rank being, oh whoa, you're getting somewhere. Then you have top 500, where you are like, I've achieved everything I wanted to in the game. Now let's see how far I can go with it. As GM, top 500 is stressful, but it can be super fun. As if you just put your heart to it, you can climb out of these ranks as much as you want. And if you find the right amount of playtime on each hero, you will do absolute wonders. And to be honest, that's what I did. I put time and effort into all the heroes I play, with a lot of help from friends from the past. And I would have to say thank you for everyone who has helped me through the ranks, and I cannot wait to see where I actually stand in a few months with Overwatch, as I know that I can get top 500 this season, as I only have 21 games to go, and I'm 4.4. And along with that, anything's possible in this game if you put your heart and mind to it. Practice is key. Learning how map knowledge is and everything works, you will get there one day. And look at me. I was silver, 1600, but I just put my heart and soul into it. And it just became something amazing, where I just go to above and beyond of what I want to do. I managed to get top 500 after 2 years, just by practicing, getting better at the game, playing certain heroes at certain times. And if anyone wants tips or anything on heroes, I'm gladly to share. Because no matter what, everyone needs help in this game. Even GMs, bronze, any rank you are, everyone needs help. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video, and goodbye.